Hello everyone, Cheppandi, Cheppu Telsu Ledu, Kadu guys. My name is Shubham Sagar and today is what day? Today is an awesome day. As somebody said, as Mausam bada beiman hai. That means today's Mausam is awesome. Oh my god. So today is 3rd December 2025. Let's be serious guys. I never joke. I'm
Hello
very
everyone,
oh, I can hear my own voice. So yeah, my name is Shubham Sagar as I've already told you, but I love to be called Shubh. Shubh means good in Hindi. So yeah, and this is a snapshot of my LinkedIn profile, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Very good. And what else, guys? So this is my Telegram channel. I'll be sharing this Hindu analysis PDF by 9:30 a.m. Oh my God! Look at that Telegram channel. And yesterday. So again, let's start the discussion. Hope you people can hear me and you people can see me and blah 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 and Chepandis and Cheppu. So this is a question MCQ 10 which I gave you people yesterday. I gave you people in fact 2 questions yesterday. Just give me a second, guys. So let's try to deal with these questions one by one. The World Bank projects that by 2030 extreme poverty will happen. Or what happened to extreme poverty? So yesterday we were talking about extreme poverty. We were talking about sub-Saharan Africa. We were talking about Asia. How how the things are changing from 1990 to 2025 onwards. Harshini has given the answer for 10th question. Very good. So Harshini Solunga, how do you say good morning in Tamil, Harshini? Solunga is to Chepandis. World Bank projects that by 2030, extreme poverty will slightly decline, but then rise after 2030. So C is the answer as stated by Harshini. Next question was MCQ 11. Which of the following factor is most responsible for projected stagnation or rise of extreme poverty in sub-Saharan Africa after 2030? Good morning, Gajanan. Good morning, Irtush. Very good, Annie. So what is the answer of MCQ 11, guys? And Harshini, how do you call good morning in Tamil? Tamil, Vijay. Kutti, kutti story. Kutti. Let me tell you a kutti story. What is the answer of MCQ? Vanakkam. Vanakkam. So what is the answer of MCQ 11, guys? Good morning, Anandu. Vanakkam to you. Vanakkam. What do you call good morning in Malayalam, Anandu? How do you call, like, what is the word for good morning in Malayalam? What is the answer for MCQ 11, guys? Let's be serious. Iltush and Harshini, they have given the answer. Population growth and economic stagnation. Vanakkam, Chepandis. So 10th C, 11th B. Wow. Okay, let's come back to the present. So first article of the day. Generally, we take the toughest article at the starting and the easier articles come at the end. Even if I don't know anything about these tough articles, I take them at the, because you eat the frog in the morning, as they say. Let's eat the frog. I don't like frog. I like chicken. I like mutton. So how the river Koshi's shifting course exposes the perils of embankments. Again, there will be technical words, guys. So GS1 geography, Kosi River, sorrow of Bihar, and then we'll try to understand embankments. How it is a double-edged sword. Double-edged sword. What is the meaning of double-edged sword? Let me take you to this article first, and let me tell you some conceptual thing first, and then we'll discuss. So let's say this is the article we are talking about right now. Kosi River, sorrow of Bihar. What is the sorrow of Bengal, guys? So these are the embankments, and many people believe this is actually not solving any issue as such. And let's take a embankment. So this is your river. This is the embankment, which is generally constructed so that this river water does not go to the adjoining areas. But this is more a problem than a solution. Embankment is, I'm reiterating this point, embankment is more a problem than a solution. Why? See, generally what happens when you talk about, let's imagine this to be a river Kosi. So when you're constructing these embankments, you're affecting or altering the natural flow of the river. Generally, if this embankment was not there, this river would have flown to different regions like this. It would have flown to different regions. It would have carried sediments. Sediments would have been distributed across different regions. But when you're not allowing it to, uh, pass through freely, it is depositing sediments vertically. So the the level of river will rise because the sediments are not getting deposited in the dispersed area. Then what will happen? There will be a time when the river will rise above the embankment and it will cause catastrophic flood. And that's what is happening in Bihar region, in Kosi region. You're creating these embankments, you're altering the flow of the river. Rather than mitigating the impact of floods, it is leading to catastrophic floods. The embankment constructed in Bihar region has increased manifold. So does the magnitude of the impact of flood. So again, It's like we were talking about. Very good. Iltush has given the answer. Damoda. We were talking about Delhi's air pollution solution, and we were saying that cloud seeding will be done, and we were like, no, it is not going to solve any purpose. That cloud seeding thing, and actually did not serve any purpose. So let's try to understand this article. Very technical article. Kosi River. It now tell me one thing. Kosi, is it a tributary of Ganga? Has Kosi any relation with Ganga? And then we'll talk about all these stuff. It originates in Tibet, flows through Nepal, joins Ganga in Bihar. So yes, it is a tributary of Ganga. And first of all, let's have a look at a particular map. So this is Ganges. In English, you call it Ganges, and these are some tributaries. Now let's have a look at them from west to east. So Gomti is one tributary, then Ghagra, then Gandak, then Kosi. So this is Kosi originating here in Tibet. So keep it in mind, like where Kosi is originating, and if they ask you to arrange the tributaries of Ganges or Ganges from west to east, you should remember these stuff. Very good, Harshini. So Gomti, Ghagra. Where has Anandu gone? Anandu, what is Vanakkam in Malayalam, guys? You did not answer my question. You have become very bad these days. Who is a bad boy? Anandu is a bad boy. So, Kosi. Kosi is the Saurav Bihar, and west to east, Gomti, Gagla, Gandak, and Kosi. Keep it in mind, guys. Now, if somebody asks you, okay, we'll ask questions later on. Let's focus on this article first. Very good article, awesome article. So, in background, like Kosi River breached its embankment in Nepal, causing one of Bihar's worst flood in 50 years. Number of embankment from 1950s to today in Bihar increased, but the floods and their intensity is also increasing, because we have just seen what happens when you create embankments. You are altering the flow of the river, you are restricting the flow of the river. Vertical sedimentation will increase in the river. There will come a time when river will go, or reach above the embankment, causing catastrophic flood. Then what is the solution? We'll talk about that. So it is called Saptakosi 7 tributary, blah 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 blah. It is changing its course a lot. It's like a guy who is never settling for somebody. It's like a guy who's always changing partners. That is Kosi for you. Or maybe that's a wrong example, but yes, Kosi man machalna, we call it in Hindi. That means Kosi's heart changes a lot. That is exactly not the same thing, but hope you're understanding where I'm going with this. Cool, let's focus, guys. Let's focus. Sir, Suprabhatam. Suprabhat. There is an actor. Okay, let's impact on embankments. Embankment built in 1950s onwards. We're talking about Bihar, means India. Alter natural river flow. Why? They disrupt sediment transport, as we have discussed. Let's say this is a river which is doing muchly act. So here you're constructing an embankment. Ideally, it would have gone here also to see what is there. What is there? Just want to see. It's like a boy. What is there in that house? That house. So that is this river. You want to see, but you're not allowing this river to see because of the embankment construction, thereby restricting sediment transportation. Natural land formation, maybe it will cause some, it will form some meanders, this and that. You are not allowing it to happen. Drainage function, you are disrupting river flow, and you will face it, or face the consequences of it in the longer run. Historical warnings. GR Garg committee warned that embankments are harmful for silt heavy rivers. So if a river is carrying a lot of sediments, then this is not the way to go. You can construct embankments for western rivers, or western Himalayan rivers. In fact, I was in Kasol. So there, Kasol, it's famous for riverside views, or you will see rivers flowing, and you will be sitting alongside it. There will be embankments. So for that you can construct, because it does not carry too much sediment. But for eastern Himalayan rivers, rivers like Kosi, this is not the way to go. Embankment is not the solution. That's what this article is saying. Despite warnings, Assam and Bihar built embankments, and see what happened. Kosi breached embankments repeatedly, 63, 68, 71. We are not learning our lessons. God knows why. Each monsoon brings massive siltation, waterlogging, and flood risk, and we are not learning our lessons. Somebody has to make Bihar government accountable. But then who cares? You give them 10,000 just before election, and yeah. So again, let's focus, guys. Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak, Kosi, west to east, these are the tributaries which are joining Ganges. In Hindi we call it Ganji. Ganji means banyan. Agar tum pehnoge rupa ka banyan. Let's focus, guys. So if you are wearing Ganges, no, Ganges, Ganga, and these are the west to east tributaries. What? You people are making me so bad. Experts' opinion on flood control. Now, there is some very interesting thing. Living with flood approach. This is one thing which we have to focus on. I will tell you each and everything, just be with me. Living with flood approach, focus on the keywords. Then the second thing is, which we have to focus on, flood resistance. Currently, we are trying to control flood by embankments and all those things. So we have to adopt living with flood and flood resistance. They're basically the same thing. What is the basic rationale here? Instead of constructing embankment here, there, everywhere, don't stop a river. Don't try to control somebody's heart. So allow it to flow freely. Because if you will try to restrict it much, it will do its activity. It's just like a naughty child. The more you will try to control it, the more activities it will do. So allow it to flow freely. Then what you do, you focus on early warning system. People can live alongside the bank of river, but you know when river floods. So have an early warning system, alert these people that go away from these areas or don't live in these areas. Allow river to flow freely. This is living with flood approach. This is flood resistance approach. Don't go by the name flood resistance. Actually, we are not resisting flood. We are like, we know this is a natural process. Oh my god, this is a natural process. We'll allow it to happen, but we will try to ensure that we are living peacefully with the river rather than trying to control the river by constructing embankment. That is the basic rationale here with living with flood approach and flood resistance approach. Currently we are more focused on flood control approach via making these embankments. So northern rivers, they carry huge silt sediments. Embankments make rivers higher and more dangerous over time. As we have seen, the devastation has increased. The catastrophic impact of these floods have increased. They give you short-term protection but long-term vulnerability. So let's say you have a girlfriend, you don't allow her to roam here, there, and anywhere. You keep her in the room. Maybe for time being she will be faithful to you, but not in the longer run. Allow it to do whatever he or she wants to do. If they're meant for you, they will not cheat. From embankments, we are learning these deep lessons. US has dismantled embankments and adopted controlled natural flooding. Again, similar as living with flood approach and flood resistance approach. Allow these things to happen. Let's allow river to do whatever they want to do. We will adapt accordingly. Embankments may work in Western Himalayan rivers, as we have discussed. Kasol. I did not go there to do stuff, guys. I don't do these things. Kasol is awesome. I don't smoke, I don't do anything. I just drink tea and coffee. I'm addicted to it. Should be avoided in Eastern Himalayas. In Eastern Himalayan rivers like Kosi, etc., it will not work. It will work in Western Himalayan rivers. It is working in Kasol. So Eastern rivers are affluent. They carry a lot of sediments. Precipitation increases down. Again, you can read all these things. I've already told you the basic rationale here. What is flood resistance approach? What is flood control approach? Why we should move from flood control to flood resistance? How it is similar to living with flood approach? We cannot control rivers. You cannot control other humans. What you can do is you can control yourself. And that's why you have to read a book, Courage to be Disliked. The biggest problem in the world is we want to live with according to others' perceived opinion. Don't do that. Do whatever you want to do, but again, don't do stupid stuff. Local activist perspective. Embankments trap people. What does it mean? So let's say there is a river which is doing muchling activity. That means it is roaming like this. You have constructed an embankment here. Let's say there is a one branch of river here. Again, you have constructed an embankment here. Let's say these two sides, they overflow. The people are they are trapped here and they will be submerged and they'll be Go Goa Gone. And then they will meet Kunal Khemo. He is the actor of Go Goa Gone. You people will not understand my advanced jokes. So embankments trap people, evacuation becomes impossible, flood intensity increases fourfold. Again, we have discussed why. Because the vertical level of river is increasing when you're constructing embankments, thereby restricting the flow of the river. Scientific desilting is essential. What is the meaning? Remove sediments from the river. If you want to control the impact of, let's say, Kosi, even that has to be done in a proper manner or in a controlled manner. Remove the sediments which Kosi is carrying each and every year rather than constructing embankment. That you can do. Key technical reality, every year huge expenditure is required to raise embankment, but that's actually a fallacy. Nothing is happening from that. Nothing is happening, as Russell Peter will say. Okay, embankment offers illusory safety. River repeatedly reclaims its space, just like cloud seeding will give you an illusory perception that you are controlling pollution of Delhi. Same way embankment is doing the same. Long-term solution, shift from flood control to flood resistance, allow river to flow its natural course. Tell people, have early warning system, alert people when flood is about to happen, move them to safer areas. But government will not do it because this is a big work, so they will again look for shortcuts. And what is the shortcut? Embankment is a shortcut. Good morning, Vikas. So keep these points in mind. Hope you understood the basic rationale of this article. This is a Wow, article. Embankments are a double-edged sword. Evaluate in the context of Bihar floods. So you have to talk about embankments, what they are, and you can even make a, like in these geography-related question, guys. Try to make a map of India. I always say these things, and sometimes mineral-related questions. People will send me mains answers, so they will make map. And let's say the places are located in southern India. Even then, they will make Kashmir, and Kashmir will be distorted. Don't show your weakness to examiner when you are writing mains answer, guys. If why you're making Kashmir map here and showing it in a distorted form, if you don't know how to make Kashmir map and it is not needed, you just need to show southern India's location. So just make southern India's outline and show the map. What I'm trying to say is in geography related questions, try to make diagrams, maps if possible, and don't show your weakness. Don't make a bad Kashmir. And I hope you're understanding. So here you will talk about embankments, what they are, and why they are a double-edged sword. How they can work in Western Himalayan rivers, but they don't work in Eastern Himalayan rivers because they have too much silt. In fact, they increase the magnitude and the impact of flood. So that you can talk about. And if you want, you can even make a map of India and show where Kosi is, blah, blah, blah. And evaluate in the context of means Bihar floods. Here you will use this particular means numerical or numbers. Embankment length rose from 160 km in 1950s to more than 3000 km today in Bihar. But the impact is flood is becoming more and more destructive with each passing year in Bihar. Embankment is not solving the problem, means this whole problem. We have to allow river to flow naturally. You have to allow person to do things naturally. Don't control anybody, be it river or be it any other person. Oh my God. So embankments are traditional structural flood control measures meant to confine river flow. And that is not exactly confining river flow. And you can read all these things. Body benefits, protect local areas by blocking river spread. In fact, you're also trying to use the fertile land, which is near or adjoining the river region. Enable settlement, agriculture, and all those stuff. Provide short-term flood protection. Don't go for short-term measures, go for long-term measures. Negative consequences: prevent natural silt dispersion. Horizontally it is not getting dispersed, so vertically the river level will rise because of silt deposition, and it will cause catastrophic flood in the longer run. You can read all these things. Encourage unsafe habitation in protected but risky zone. Risk say ishq hai. That means I love risk. Okay. Conclusion: embankment should be part. In some areas it can work, as we have seen Western Himalayan regions, Kasol, but it is not the main problem. Like, it is not the whole thing. It can be a part of the flood management system, but we have to think about other things. Live with flood system and all those things. Flood resistance system, early warning system. All these things should be integrated in this whole scenario, rather than just embarking or solely relying on embankment system, so to say. Let's solve some question, guys. Why is Kosi River often called the sorrow of Bihar? Chepandis, Chepandis, Chepu Telsu Ledu Kadu. Why is Kosi River often called the sorrow of Bihar? It has a high tendency for avulsion, sudden change in course. Its river beds rises over time due to heavy silt deposition. Intush has given the answer. Harshini has given the answer. Vanakkam. Vanakkam, vanakkam solunga. So yes, answer is C. Both statements are correct. High tendency for avulsion, sudden change in course. Its riverbed rises over time due to heavy silt deposition. Very good, Intush, Harshini, Annie, Anandu, Gajanan. You people who are good boys and girls, you people are. Controlled natural flooding refers to what? Choose the best option. Releasing the river water from dams during monsoon to prevent siltation, allowing a river to overflow into designated floodplains in a regulated manner, constructing embankments to prevent water from entering settlements, preventing the river from spreading into wetlands. What is controlled natural flooding? This is a way forward. We have to focus on this. But this, as we have discussed, government don't want to do these things because nobody wants to go for long-term measures. Everybody is there for the shortcut part. So Harshini, Gajanan, Mad King, Iltush, they have given the answer. Allowing a river to overflow into designated floodplains in a regulated manner. Really good. PYQ 3 asked by UPSC in 2024. Solve this question. And don't be like, oh my god, UPSC question, I will die now. Don't die. Don't die. You don't have to die. You have to outlive your enemy. There was a statement by Satan. Satan is Satan, we call it in Hindi, Satan. He said that suicide is never the option. You have to outlive your enemies. He's one of my best friends, Satan. And once we met and he talked and he stated that fact that suicide is never the option. You have to outlive your enemies. Oh my God. So what is the answer, guys? And this I showed you. I showed you 1,000 billion number of times today. This map, the flow, the order. So Harshini, Mad King, Rishi, Iltush, all of you have given the answer. Gomti. In Lucknow, there is a place called Gomti Nagar. Gomti, Gomti. Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak, and Kosi. Really good. Who are good boys and girls? You people are. You have to say this every day to yourself. I am a good boy. I am a good girl. I am the best. I can do it. God is always with me. Today is my day. I am a winner. Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak, and Kosi. Very good. When you people will grow up, why do I feel like I'm teaching kids these days? So Gomti Ghagra, Gandak and Kosi. Third, B. So all of you have given the answer. Any has also given the answer. Harshini, Matt King, Rishi, Dosh. Next article. Page 6, editorial GS to GS3. A template for security cooperation in the Indian Ocean. Harsh V. Pant and Saitan Haldar. So Harsh V. Pant, he used to come in The Big Picture. You people don't know it. At that time, in our time, there was a Frank Roshan Pereira. He used to do Big Picture. Awesome days. Security cooperation. So here they are talking about Colombo Security Conclave. What is Colombo Security Conclave? It was like, it started in 2011. At that time, there were three countries part of it: India, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. Currently, you have six countries. Seychelles is the newest member, if you can, is newest the word, latest member to join this whole Colombo Security Conclave. It started with these three countries in 2011. In between, it was on halt. From again revived in 2020. Security Conclave, you can understand. We are talking about security in Indian Ocean region. There are threats of piracy, pirates, and again, so many other threats. And also cooperation in disaster management, but mainly security perspective. So Seychelles is the latest member. They can ask you which is the latest member which joined Colombo Security Conclave. So Seychelles, six countries. And again, there are some things on which India and these countries don't agree on. Like for India, why it's important to do this Colombo Security Conclave? Because our enemy is China, and we are concerned about Chinese presence in this region. And that's why Colombo Security Conclave is a way for us to ensure that these countries are on the same page as we are when we are talking about Sri Lanka, Maldives, Mauritius, Bangladesh, and now Seychelles. And they don't allow China to do those activities in their region, which is detrimental to our interest, India's interest. Hope you are understanding. But that is not what these countries are thinking. They're like, it's good, we can be friends with both India as well as China. So with China, they're having their own initiative, and with India, they're having this Colombo Security Conclave. Everybody looks for their own best interest, right? So CSC aims to promote cooperation and security in Indian Ocean region. For India, we have just discussed, we want to keep a tab on what China is doing here. So originally began in 2011, trilateral group, India, Sri Lanka, Maldives. Lost momentum, you can read all these things. Currently also, what is happening in Bangladesh? Sheikh Hasina, she has been given death sentence. She is in India. Whether we will, send her back to Bangladesh or not, what is your view on that, guys? Should we send back Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh? She will be killed there. She will be assassinated there. Or maybe these are not the right words, but she will not live for long. So should we send Sheikh Hasina back? It's similar to a situation. Let's say there's one country. Let's take an example of a hypothetical country A. Let's say there is a PM of that country, and people protested against him because there's rising employment, or unemployment rather, declining employment, and maybe he was involved in some riots in his states during his period, etc. And people went against him, and he fled to, let's say, some other country, Sri Lanka. And in this country, the government changed in a country, and now he has been given death sentence in this country. And we are asking, or we are not, it's not about India, it's about some other country, hypothetical country. That hypothetical country is asking Sri Lanka that give us our PM back. He is involved in riots, he's involved in just going for foreign tours, this and that, and we want to give him death sentence. So in that scenario, would Sri Lanka send back that particular guy to that hypothetical country? Similar kind of a scenario is happening here. you know, you are responsible for your own country, whether Sheikh Hasina should be sent back to Bangladesh or not, what impact it will have on India Bangladesh relationship, this whole turmoil in Bangladesh, what impact it will have on this whole Colombo security conclave, that also you have to understand. So again, revive, blah blah blah, you can see maritime security, counter-terrorism, trafficking and organized crime, there are different aims of this particular Colombo security conclave, and you can read all these things. Just remember, 6 countries, Seychelles is the latest one, and further expansion. And now Malaysia has also joined as a guest. So earlier, like this year, Seychelles first joined as a guest and then became a full member. Malaysia has joined as a guest, so there is a chance that maybe in future Malaysia will be the 7th member of this Colombo security corridor. So let's see how things pan out. Further expansion with Seychelles joining as a full member, reflect again, you can read all these things. We have discussed the basic rationale of this particular Colombo security conclave. What is in it for India? China factor. India sees China's presence in IOR as major security concern, and that's why India wants to keep a tab in the Indian Ocean region. Colombo security conclave is a way to ensure that domestic political uncertainties, etc. But other countries, other CSE members do not view China as a threat due to economic dependence. They are like, they want the best of both worlds, best of India, best of China. So we have to keep a tab on that as well. So CSE has made blah, 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 blah. You read all these things, building institutional resilience, and I'm not reading. You understood the basic rationale. Let's solve some questions now. Full members. MCQ 4. Colombo Security Conclave was originally formed in 2011 as a trilateral security grouping between which 3 countries, guys? Chepandis, Chepandis. Chepandis means tell me, oh my god. Tell me something, मेरी जान, कर ले हमसे एक बार, प्यार की मीठी बातें चार. That means, tell me something, my love. Come talk to me, at least talk, 4 words about love. कर ले हमसे बातें चार. Yeah, that is the basic meaning of that song in English. At least talk 4 words of love to me. Colombo Security Conclave was originally formed in 2011 as a trilateral security grouping between which countries, guys? So Harshini, Matt King, Iltush, Annie, Gajanan, all of you have given the answer. India, Sri Lanka, Maldives. Very good. PYQ 5. Oh my god, this is awesome. Because we are talking about these places and because geography is in vogue today, let's solve some basic static geography question. PYQ 5, UPSC 2008. Which one of the following city is nearest to equator? Colombo, Jakarta, Manila, Singapore. Let's see who solves it. Don't discard, or discard static things, guys. Don't do that. Oh my god, that's a sin. As we call it in Hindi, nadi kinare saap hai, pada hua galat karna paap hai. That means alongside a river bank there is a snake, and if you're making mistakes in those things which you have already read, that's a sin, cardinal sin. Oh my god. So which one of the following cities nearest to the equator? Colombo, Jakarta, Manila, or Singapore? Chepandis, Chepu Telsu Ledu. Now this is your homework, guys. Find out all the countries which are located on equator. And not only the countries which are located on equator, find out all the countries which are also located on Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. And why it is known as Tropic of Cancer? The countries which are located on Tropic of Cancer, do they have many cancer cases? That's why it is known as Tropic of Cancer. What is the reason? So Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, all these. And first of all, tell me the latitude of these things, guys. What is the latitude of equator? What is the latitude of Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn? Don't discard static subject. Just don't run after. So who has given the answer? Harshini and Annie. So Singapore is nearest to equator. When you will see equator, first of all, tell me the latitude of these places, guys. So if you see this map, see this is equator. Very good. You see which countries it is passing through. You have to make a list of all the countries in South America, Africa, let's say here, these island countries, Asia. And if you see, here is Singapore. Singapore is closest to equator. You see this plus sign here, and this is Colombo is very far, like somewhat much farther from like where Singapore is. Singapore is closest. And now your homework will be Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north. Very good. So what will be your work? Your work will be to locate these places on map also. Where is Jakarta? Where is Manila? And then the country is located on equator, country is located on Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. All these things are very important. Very good, Harshini. Cool. So the answer here is PYQ 5. The answer is D, Singapore. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word, guys. You can join these Mission UPSC programs, and you can also take the bundle. If you have any queries related to any course, you can send me a WhatsApp message at 9650303257. You can also donate if I'm contributing to your knowledge base. That will matter a lot. Third article of the day, page number 11, GS2 GS3. So what is this article all about? Only 20% of candidates accepted PM internship scheme offers. So PM internship scheme, the aim is, and it was announced in Union Budget 2024, top 500 companies, people will be provided internship. That was the basic aim. So let's first talk about the aims and then we'll talk about the current. Announced in Union Budget 24. They can ask you, when was it announced? Aim to provide 1 crore internship in top 500 companies. With these people, they will be getting 5,000, 6,000 per month, etc. Implemented by, they can ask you which ministry is implementing it. Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And again, you may feel like Ministry of Finance, this and that, so you can make mistake there. Now what has happened? So on pilot basis we want to do it and then we will extend it. So we have exceeded the expectation in the pilot basis. So let's try to understand this article. 20% candidates